Hi folks, Sam Haymar for Test Driven TV. Today's quick drive is a 2014 Ford Escape four-wheel drive titanium model. This one's fully loaded with everything you can get on it, including the 2-liter EcoBoost engine, which is the most powerful engine that they offer in this small compact SUV. So let's take it out for a quick spin. Alright, so we're in the Ford Escape, which is one of Ford's best-selling SUVs. In fact, this thing is burning the barn down in the way of sales. It competes against cars like the Honda CR-V, the Toyota RAV4, and it's given them a good fight. And even though the last generation Escape was kind of truck-like, didn't handle all that well, it still sold phenomenally. So when you take this one, which has better styling, better handling, and it offers 3 engines from super high efficiency to this one, which has super high power, well, when you give people a choice, they buy more. The Ford Escape was redesigned in 2013 and shares the One Ford design theme, which is sharp and angular, a style which spans cars and SUVs around the globe. It's handsome and smart at first impression, with many small details that catch your eye. My first impression so far is the fact that this interior is really nice, and that's really a big deal because this is where a buyer spends most of their time, behind the wheel. And so when you look around here, I've got high quality finishes, I've got a nice view over the dash, and even though this thing really doesn't feel like an SUV, I do have a high seating position, but otherwise it looks and feels like a car from over the hood. Like the exterior, the dash shares its design theme with Fords around the world, namely the European models. Our Escape had the latest generation My Ford Touch driver interface, which is easier to use than before but can still be more frustrating than necessary. For a compact SUV, the cabin is spacious feeling and offers plenty of leg and headroom front and rear, and yes, it passes the hat test. It's a pretty easy drive so far. It's comfortable, and of course visibility is really good. When I look over my shoulder, there's not too much of a blind spot back there, and of course this is a fully loaded model, so when I'm backing up, I've got that backup camera as well. Powertrain refinement is pretty good. This is a 6-speed automatic transmission, and with a turbo 4-cylinder, it seems to be well mated as far as gearing is concerned. The optional 2-liter turbocharged direct-injected 4-cylinder has 240 horsepower and offers strong acceleration. Yeah, that's a lot of power. Oh my goodness, I am breaking the speed limit in a big way. Yeah, so if you like horsepower, this is the engine for you. Now there are 2 other engines available. You can get a 1.6-liter EcoBoost 4-cylinder, which is essentially the same engine but smaller. Not as much power. That engine's more about the fuel mileage. And of course, you can get the standard 2.5-liter normally aspirated for. Normally we like to take our 4-wheel drive SUVs off-road and get a nice off-road capability test. We can't do that today as it is a quick drive. I tend to think that this one is probably a little more geared towards on-road driving, as it's really more of a crossover car type of SUV rather than a full-blown off-road capable type of SUV. Well folks, there you have it, the 2014 Ford Escape. Now, this is really the best Escape that Ford's made yet. Much better than the last generation, both in driving dynamics as well as build quality, and this interior is just fantastic. And if you go for the EcoBoost 2-liter engine, whoo, that thing is fun to drive. Now, having said all that, this one here that's fully loaded, the titanium, is about $36,000, and my only caveat with this one is when you start getting into this price range for something that starts out in the $20,000 range, you know, there's a lot of other luxury brands you can start looking at when you get into the mid to high 30s, so keep that in mind when you're shopping. I'm Sam Haymar for Test Driven TV. I hope you enjoyed the ride. If you'd like a more detailed review and photo galleries, log on to activityvehicle.com.